Greetings, welcome to TFT Tarot for today, and this is Goth Tarot, and I am your host, Oberon, also known as Mr. O. I'm here to be your personal Prince of Darkness. So as they say, stories are wild creatures. Let's tell some stories today. And for Goth Tarot, we use several decks with Goth or dark crow-like themes, including the Murder of Crows Tarot and the Crow's Magic Tarot. So I'm about to begin. We look for several cards that define what we're going through this week. All right, and our first deck is the Murder Crows, which we use to find what the dark design is. And the dark design is kind of like our focus for the week, what the environment is bringing to us, that kind of thing. So this is for that week starting Wednesday, July 27th, and going to about August 1st or 2nd of the following week, whatever that Tuesday is. All right. Bit of a larger size deck, so it's not very easy to shuffle, but I'm giving it my best. Let's see what our dark design will be. It's the reversed King of Wands. So the true focus of the week would seem to be, or the design of the week, is that our sense of magnetism and charisma and willingness to trust has been descaled or has been altered in some way. It may be through what we're going through, our own personal set of shadow issues, but we just don't feel like we can approach the world on the terms we normally want to. We don't feel we're engaging, we're engendering interest or good feelings for us or for what we're doing. So it sort of feels uncomfortable. And I'm just wondering, how did it actually start? We're going to look at our dark details to determine that, using the additional cards in the Murder Crows Tarot as time indicators and sense of existence. So first, is this really something that's been going on for a while, or has it only just occurred? And of course, the dice flies off of the desk that I'm working on. I'm going to do it again. But an even number would indicate that this has been around for a while. An odd number might indicate that it has just started. And I did get the 7, which is an odd number. So this means I use the Crow of Dusk. And the Crow of Dusk tells us that this is a beginning factor. This has just begun for us. How are we feeling it? Is it more of an internal or an external kind of thing? And I got the 6. So that's even. So I use the Crow Mother to indicate this is very much an internal psychological kind of situation for us where we're feeling this sense of rejection or not being able to project good vibes outward from ourselves. We're very depressed, or we're not feeling like we can really accomplish much. We don't have some ability that's within us. Something must be haunting us. Something is holding us back. Something is present and is causing this. It's a dark shadow, and for which I use the Goth Tarot to indicate what that might be. A card fell out, so I've decided to go with it. And it's the Goth Tarot's King of Swords. I think what's haunting us is that we feel we don't own this decision. We don't feel like we can really master the situation or the qualities of the situation. And so we're afraid maybe to make certain decisions or move down certain pathways because we feel we'll be called on that, or that somehow if it was a wrong choice, it's going to stigmatize us, hang on to us, haunt us. So that is not good. But now we're going to move to some other situations that are best encompassed by the use of the Night Sun Tarot. And I look at two qualities here. One is the dark truth, the first one. And the dark truth represents that after all of these things here, what is it that is the real reality, the truth that we have to deal with? We feel we are haunted by our lack of decision making or fear to embrace a decision. And we feel we are not able to outwardly project our power. But what is the truth? What is the reality? It's another king. So the dark truth is the reversed King of Pentacles. And perhaps the reality of saying is we don't have a certain level of skillship or control, autonomy over how we make our living or how we protect or fortify our households or how we create and regulate our households. We're sort of adrift maybe. We're not really focusing on home efforts. And I'm wondering if maybe this is that problem then, that really we have to create a castle, some sort of sanctum for us as a King of Pentacles, rewrite this and work from this position of strength, this reality. It's a position of strength. If we want to own our decisions and move beyond the idea that we don't have strength to project outwards, we need to fortify. Just going to say that. So I'm going to move those there. And then there's another card from the Night Sun Tarot, the Dark Sacrifice. And the Dark Sacrifice represents the sorrows that we bear, the things that we need to give up or the things that we should give up that we're not able to, things like that. It's the Eight of Cups and it's reversed. And it's interesting because, of course, the Eight of Cups talks about moving towards something that's more enlightening and maybe moving away from something that was maybe oppressive or just sort of unhappy. And of course, maybe what we have to give up or the sorrow we have to bear is that it's always going to be a little bit harder for us to really find the way to move forward. That maybe in some ways, and this is true for many Goth people, we want to stay kind of mired in our depression, and we're afraid to embrace the positivity that could pull us out of that depression. And this has nothing to do with being a Goth personality. All of us want to be happy, and all of us can find energy from happiness. But if we only find energy from sadness or from a sense of our own misery and isolation, well, if that's what being a Goth means to you, go for it. But I'm here to tell you that there is life after that negativity. And right now you're probably saying, everything really sucks. There's a dark spiral, a thing that drains your energy and maybe is not letting you see beyond what I'm telling you here. So I'm going to use the Vampire Tarot to show us the dark spiral, that which sucks, that which drains our energy, whether it's a psychic vampire of any sort, a situation, a presence that somehow is there, whether it is from within ourselves. What sucks? It's the reversed Two of Wands. The reversed Two of Wands. That thing that drains you is really, you can't feel that you ever really resolve your issues, that there's an eternal play or balance of things moving around, and you're not able to see those plans forward. Something seems to be bothering you. Something is causing you to not feel like you should follow through with your plans, abandon your plans. I'm wondering if what sucks is really that you are afraid of winning, that you are afraid of your success, that somehow you're not able to cope with that idea of where that balance may lie between all those aspects. Maybe it's personal, maybe it's very personal, but maybe it's also the other aspects of a professional life. That's what sucks. Finally, though, we offer a little bit of hope through the Magick Tarot, the Crow's Magic Tarot, telling us what our dark gift is. The dark gift, the insights or intuitions, the abilities, hunches, anything that's special that just sort of is innately yours. And the dark gift is the reversed Queen of Swords. It says elusive and mythical, which probably applies more to the upright meaning. But I'll just say that the dark gift sometimes is really realizing that sometimes you don't give a you-know-what, or you shouldn't, about those decisions you have to make. And it's time to embrace them, as I was talking about earlier with the King of Swords, who is the counterpart of Swords to the Queen of Swords. You shouldn't really feel like you owe anybody anything when you have to be the one to pull up the big person panties and make the decisions that are the right decisions, but maybe others won't feel that way. Maybe others will feel like, oh, you're being rude. But you know what? It's really on you. And that's really what this is all about when I look at that. You know, the idea from the beginning that you just don't feel confident enough of yourself at times to really project what you need here. And maybe that's all the battering that you as a goth person takes, or you as a person who's on the outside of things. But you need to embrace that reality. That's what I said with the King of Swords. That was what haunts you, the idea that you felt you can't live up to that, but you can. I'm looking at the other cards and I'm feeling this is all about that. This is really, really saying you have great potential here. All these kings and queens. The Eight of Swords. Is that what it was? No, that was the Eight of Cups reversed. It's all true. Go out there and do what needs to be done, because no one else will do it. And you don't really care if they thank you or not. But they will eventually. So that's Mr. Oberon for Goth Tarot. Stories are wild creatures.